Um, Sorry for these technical difficulties, but seems like we are back now. Yeah, welcome to the race from the 2024 ALTTPR randomizer main tournament. I'm Krawalltofu. I will be commentating this race between SeanRhapsody and Krawalltofu for you. Nervt euch on tracking. Yep, cross hunt. I think that's everything that needed to be said. So let's jump right into action. Apparently we have found already a blue boomerang. Blue boomerang seen on Sean's side here. Tofu. On the way in Kakariko, apparently with a moon pearl already found. We do have the well here. And I think that was Dark Cross that SeanRhapsody just pulled out a compass out of. So not too important. But yeah, we will try to just deal with this race and this kind of late start to the restream as best as we can. Looks like we have a Sank in Kakariko. That's always quite nice. Very nice start there. Also from the compass counter up desert back in library. Looking from the counter in the castle on Sean's screen. We have already cleared out Hyrule Castle, so there has been one of the front entrances available somewhere. Finding a big key to Ganon's Tower alongside that moon pearl here in Kakariko. An entrance shuffle. Crossword entrance shuffle. Having an early moon pearl always feels nice, so you don't have to bunny walk as much potentially. Still trying to get something sorted out here for myself, but yeah, should be fine now. We do have TR right with us in Kakariko. Desert back at library. Okay then. As for a situation in Group D that both runners are on, Ninjambro has been through 2 brackets on a 5-1 score, guaranteed to be first place in the group, as Ninjambro would even win a 5-1 tiebreaker on grounds of being the highest seed after qualifiers in this group. As for this specific race, Krawalltofu has to win to have a chance at the brackets. SeanRhapsody technically doesn't need this win to still advance, but definitely needs to win both races against Sauce, the last player in this group. Otherwise, Sauce will be guaranteed second place in this group. As for Krawalltofu, it has to be both wins against SeanRhapsody and the last one against Sauce, and then Sean has to win the other race against Sauce, forcing with 3-3 tiebreaker for second-third, where Krawalltofu has the 2-0 head-to-head count over SeanRhapsody. Every other scenario, Tofu will be eliminated. Okay, looks like SeanRhapsody actually deciding to steal the key from the desert back, potentially check desert front earlier. Always a bit risky, because that means if you spend it on the desert right side, you have to find the desert small key to be able to do the boss, otherwise you could get around that. Which is important for this mode in the sense that the Desert Palace boss, of course, will be having one of the 12 Triforce pieces. Of those, we need 10. And Desert Bag is a quite quick piece to get to, if anything. So, yeah. Stealing that small key and spending it on Desert Right side has its risks. Looks like we do have also Ice Palace here over next to Desert Bag. So yeah, for this mode, always pretty nice to know where your dungeons are, as they are the main sources of getting your 10 required Triforce pieces to be able to hit Ganon at the end. Sean also finding TR right, deciding to take a quick trip over to see where the other entrances lead to, or maybe check out the lava chest and the chain jump chest. Not even taking lava chest, just going for chain jumps. Tofu picking up the cape that SeanRhapsody apparently picked up earlier. Another shout out to Nervendolch here on the tracker, trying his best to compensate for the lost first 10 minutes by peeking into the runners' streams and their trackers to see what they might have found in the meantime. Looks like we have the magic powder in Lost Woods, or the magic bed rather. The Misery Maya small key from Chain Jumps, and speaking of that very powder, that's right next to it. So fortunately, Tofu does not have any magic yet, and no Cane of Samaria to fake powder. And Bush Crab and Tree Pole also not yielding any magic, unfortunately. Looks like Tofu is trying to get magic maybe off of Pickle Drop here. Do you have chest game for a Hera small key, which Sean apparently picked up earlier too. Tofu trying again for a magic drop. Not getting any. We do have the useless fairy, as some dub her, as it's the only one, only drop down, that fairy drop down that doesn't yield you any items. Over at Lumberjack, you'd like to see that because you don't have to worry about an item behind that. Have seen our green pendant as Ice Palace, with Saha being over at the Lumberjack house. Like Tofu is gonna check out what's being in Hyrule Castle. That's the uncle, which is kind of nice. It does mean that you don't need a glove to get both items here. Finding a bottle with a green goo. Already the second one, we have seen one earlier. And 20 rupees. And maybe more importantly, a bit of magic. So, wonder where Tofu's going now. Teal maybe going back for Lost Woods? Or going to check out the right side drop down here. Where SeanRhapsody is just coming from the other side with the fake flipper. And Tofu dropping in directly, so maybe has found Ganon already. On the other hand, you probably would want to save and quit out here anyway. SeanRhapsody is setting up the Houlihan room here, getting up to Zora money, which with the Moonpaw is not unimportant. Looks like Tofu checking out the Ferry Ascension connector. Going to Dark World up on Bumper Ledge, where SeanRhapsody just found the upper end of Bumper Cave on Lake Hylia. It will be interesting to see how this shapes out. We have an early moon pulse, so quite a lot of things that we can do, especially with this connector up to Bumper Ledge. Looks like Tofu is gonna go into Skullwoods. 4 items guaranteed available here. 5. As Crosshunt does not have that guaranteed Skullwood small key in the pinball room. We do have a vanilla main entrance on Skullwoods here. Tofu deciding to just take that heart refill here. Not wanting to go with only 1 heart to the back here. That would be an insta-kill on any hit. Probably intending to get the small key from the back, be able to open the door to the left side. And then take the Wallmaster out without being locked into Skullwoods and having to force a save and quit. Just a heart container and Skullwood's big key chest. Looks like Sean is now gonna follow Tofu into the Dark World through that connector. We'll be also finding Sarsaparilla here. And okay, Tofu just deciding to take the drop down anyway. Fortunately finding the one to the back. So small time loss. I mean, you could do that if you wanted to save and quit. You could preserve the small key this way. I feel like if you don't want to, you would just have taken the door to the left. Tofu taking a death here, getting hit. As SeanRhapsody found the bow over at Dark Chapel. I don't think Tofu got around to that yet. Decided to go left. Got the brother connector over at the Curiosity Shop. So yeah, that bow that Sean picked up here with that trip to the right can be a valuable advantage here, especially because Tofu does not seem very inclined to go there anytime soon. Tofu encountering Minimolom Cave here, only having 5 bombs, and the middle Minimolom pushing towards down. Then missing that 1 bomb. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, then dropping 1 into the abyss. And the last Minimolom deciding to just go up. Oh, this is so unfortunate. We have seen there was a Skullwood Small Key just around the corner, by the way, here. That SeanRhapsody will not be able to just take into Skullwoods. Oh, this is so unfortunate for Tofu here. And now finding Blind Hideout where you would really like to have at least one bomb. Here in Village Outcast. Oh, getting some money at least. But no bomb. Meanwhile, we get to see the checks that Tofu left behind in Skullwoods 4 and now. So far, only 2 maps, so not really that important. And 20 rupees. Seems like we have found the front of a desert palace in the Village of Outcast here. With the big key for Eastern Palace, you like to see that. Unfortunately for Tofu, you would also like to have a bow with that. 10 bombs on the torch, taunting Tofu here. And Sean apparently deciding to want to pick up that full magic drop here. And Desert Right Side ends at King's Tomb. I mean, in a way, nice to know that you don't need to check that entrance later, as it is often not that easy to get around to it. But yeah, it locks Tofu out of what she was doing here right now, unfortunately, without the boots. So, back to the connector. Enables her to buy bombs on the way though. So maybe not the worst thing that can happen. That's the way back into the Dark World. Isn't the farthest. It's also one more opportunity for Tofu to decide to pick up that bow. Did not miss anything behind the bomb wall, but is still dodging that bow, unfortunately. We're making another attempt at mini Molten Cave here. Now with 10 bombs. Should be much easier. Gets another Skullwood Small Key. Also possible with a Blue Goose. Probably nice to have. Ice Palace Small Key and Tudrock Small Key on the way. And the brewery being a shop with bombs. Locked behind a bomb. Yeah, this is just like unfortunate. That's the word that just pops into mind now, time and time again. Tofu just. Yeah, like as if the seed were taunting her for your decisions. Well, that was a quick dig game. First dig, 20 rupees. You'll take it. Also, we do see that Skullwood is pendant, which, for this mode specifically, dungeon prices are not that very important, since Ganon's tower entrance is open with 0 crystals. So, like, the only way you would need crystals would be the 2 red ones for the Pyramid Ferry entrance, and otherwise just the green pendant and potentially the pedestal could be important dungeon price related checks. So yeah, getting the knowledge about a pendant that is not the green pendant, as we know that is Ice Palace, is kinda nice, but not something you really worry about too much, as it very, very rarely comes into play at all. We did find the bag of Skullwoods here, over at Lake Hylia in the Dark Vault. No fire sword, no sword yet, so no way we can attempt them off. We get a second Ice Palace small key though. Tofu now gonna find the shop behind the bomb, selling bombs. Takes the opportunity to restock. Can hardly blame her. After this sequence a few minutes earlier. Like, if you don't have any other weapon, bombs are just so versatile to use, so you can't have enough of them. And there's the old lady connector over at Swamp, leading to the mountain, leading to the upper Paradox Cave. Interesting. Sean deciding to not jump in there just yet. I'm not sure if we have seen Paradox Cave earlier in the first 10 minutes already, otherwise there would be 7 items over there. We do have Tower of Error though on the mountain too. Holding on to a Cane of Burner. Small key has been found, unfortunately still no lamp, still no fire rod, so no way to get the item out of the basement, even if we wanted to. And just 10 arrows. Did come across a Mimic Cave here on the way over at the Red Bomb shop. Something we have to remember later, as before when we get the hammer to get another check. And yeah, that's it for the mountains so far. So Sean probably going back into Paradox Cave here, now gonna get the 7 items, if not done earlier. Tofu dies again, I'm not... And this should be Skullwood's back, right? What about, yeah. Didn't pay fully attention, but that makes sense. Don't have the mirror yet. And Death Warping out is quite a bit faster than just walking back out. And yeah, now SeanRhapsody going for 7 items in Paradox Cave, starting with a small key to Desert Palace and the flute. So the key steal for SeanRhapsody not really coming to fruition. but the flute is definitely nice to find. Also making use of the Cane of Burner to get rid of the mini Moldoms. We don't really have any good weapons to deal with them yet, as we find the Cane of Somaria also in Paradox Cave. A Skullwood small key, and that's it. Which... oh, unfortunate with the bomb jump here failing, and Tofu being down to 1 heart again has to be careful. Decides to take the blue goo as a heart drops, and then now take the cape. Better safe than sorry. We find out the middle entrance is just on Ice Rod Cave. No glove yet though, so we cannot lift the rock unfortunately, but Sean can go back in, check out the lower entrance of Paradox Cave. As Tofu is now gonna find the items here. The Desert Small Key. And we come out on the left side of the mountain. Yeah, quite nice. Like to see that, can just continue here. Finding upper end of Spiral Cave, so this will probably be the last thing we do up here. As we unfortunately cannot return once we have dropped down to the item. Also might depend a bit on if we have found the desert, the Spiral Cave exit yet. Looks like Sean has found the upper end of the Old Man Cave. We'll be rescuing the Old Man for this starting point. Looks like Tofu will be doing that very same thing. Oh no! Tofu deciding to go down Spiral Cave immediately. This is interesting. As your way back up the mountain... I mean, we do have the flute, so Tofu should have just picked that up. So the way back here is actually not terrible. Now that I think about it, so maybe this isn't actually that bad, yeah. There's just a fire shield at the end of Paradox Cave. Spiral Cave. Sorry. And it leads up to Floating Island. Interesting. Another shop. Looks like we do have Palace of Darkness up here on the mountain, which is very nice for SeanRhapsody, having 3 keys and a bow, and Tofu gets sniped by a Lionel. Oof. TR small key in the front of pod. But yeah, as we have found the flute just now, like, it's not too terrible. Like, walking back through Spiral Cave again will be annoying, no doubt about it, but with the flute at least we are back on the mountain very, very quick, so it could have been so much worse if we didn't have that flute yet. And looks like Sean actually deciding to check out the vanilla biggie chest in pod. Not something you see that often this early, especially with only 3 keys. Like Tofu's deciding to check some entrances here on the south shore real quick. Deactivating the flute. Does find Ice Rod Cave. For a big key for Ice Palace. Interesting. We do now have all keys for Ice Palace, which is the green pendant. we know where Ice Palace is. Up there's a castle tower key and pot, by the way, bow locked. And a Bombos medallion. Which would be our entrance to Ice Palace if we were to find a sword at some point. So yeah, we're basically just missing a hammer and a sword to be able to finish Ice Palace completely. And in logic, we have both keys, so we don't need a hookshot. Well, I mean, I guess logically the right side would still be hookshot locked, even with both small keys, so logically we wouldn't really be supposed to full clear it, but with Samaria, who cares about logic? We just icebreaker anyway. Hammer is the way more important thing. Meanwhile, we found our last turtle room key over in Palace of Darkness. Tofu finding a blue mail, probably very glad to see that. Was over at the Mini-Modem Cave entrance. As SeanRhapsody finds the other mail and pod in the dark U-turn. The Ruby basement. And without another small key, Sean has to leave behind the harmless hallway. Struggling a bit with the hammer's jump positioning. Should be good here though now. No big key yet. And without lamp, without sword, dark navigation not the easiest here. Sean has the bow though, so that makes up for some of them. Find another bottle. That should be all of them over both runners here. And Sean making very nice movement here in the dark, making good use of the bow. Maybe missed the last turn here, but has found a way to the chest. So yeah, some interesting things in the front of pot, especially behind that bow on the right side. Not so much more stuff in the back. But yeah, Tofu not having a bow did buy a red potion, so if necessary can potion camera unlock to get the Bombos medallion, and I already forgot what the other thing was. Sean now deciding to take down Spiral Cave. We'll then probably check out the other things on Darkdeep Mountain. Notably, we do have access to the GT entrance, unlike normal cross keys modes where we would need 7 crystals to get into the GT entrance. In this mode specifically, the GT entrance crystal number is set to 0, so we can always exit that entrance when we have access to Darkdeep Mountain. Quick peek at the medallion. Entrance is locked by ether. So, Tofu is now gonna find Palace of Darkness. And we do see Sean head over to the GT entrance. We do have still Spy Cave entrance and Death Mountain Descent entrance left here to check too. So, nope, Sean deciding against that, instead wanting to check out the other 2 entrances over at Darkdeep Mountain. which I guess makes sense. These entrances are currently locked behind going through Spiral Cave. The other one you can always access through the portal. Up next to Speckrock, one of the lamp connectors. And lower end of Super Bunny Cave, almost vanilla. Or wait, is that actually? No, that's actually the vanilla entrance for Super Bunny, isn't it? Huh. Yeah, meanwhile, Tofu apparently mimic clipping. Wasn't paying fully attention, but yeah, that looked very much like a mimic clip there at the end. So, yep, being able to save the potion. Was the castle tower small key, so not very important, but it could unlock another check. But more interesting, probably the bombos medallion for now. Okay. Nothing in Super Bunny Cave, but let's see where Super Bunny leads to. Dark World Shopping Mall. Still no gloves, so we have to leave one entrance behind here. We do have one item check over here, which is the mushroom. Ew. Huh. Now, we do have the flute, so turning in the mushroom is not really a problem. Looks like Sean is gonna go for Fake Flipper here. Get access to right side Dark World. Apparently deciding to just take the Whirlpool here to get to the upper side, which gets one entrance. But I don't think Sean has a way out of here. I can take the heal. So Sean probably has to take back the Fake Flipper. No glove, no hammer yet. So we cannot go south from here. See if Sean realizes that. Seems like it. Yep. It looks like Harmless Hallway itself was also a hard container, so whichever of the checks you did there and put with the additional small key, you would have gotten a hard container apparently. Looks like Sean, yep, takes back the Whirlpool. Not sure why Tofu was bombing that, but maybe it was just quicker than walking to the other side. Now going for another Death Ward. Let's see if Sean can get out. Looks like it. See what Tofu decides to do now. Floating to 8. Maybe going back into Paradox to check out that last entrance. Oh, going up. So going back to the mountain? Oh. I'm not sure. Ah, Tower of Hera. Okay. Yeah. Also, not, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much Tofu did over here. And looks like Sean is gonna decide to check out the Palace of Darkness entrances. Not in logic as of this point. Does find Ganon's tower, where we cannot really do that much yet. Can do 3 checks on the right, given that we have a Somaria, so we can check Tyroom, but we cannot really go any further without fire. There's the hammer! Oh, that's what you like to see. Which Sean could maybe decide to just take the way to the right. We only have 1 small key yet, so like we're a bit limited in what we can do. And without boots, only having 6 bombs, yeah, there's not all too much that we can reach here. Oh, and missing that second bomb jump, unfortunately. That should be better. Yep. So we'll get into Star Wars room, but not really get much further. There's another GT small key, so we can continue if we want to later. There's the mirror! Oh, this is so good for Sean here. This is so good. Like, it is not in logic yet as far as we know. As we don't have any logical way over to this area yet, but we haven't checked all of the entrances here. Well, there's Hyrule Castle left entrance, and as front is already cleared, that's our logical way over here. I'm not sure exactly where Hyrule Castle was, as both runners completed it in the very beginning, where we were not able to show it yet due to the technical difficulties, but yeah. That was our way over here, that was our logical way to hammer and mirror, and with hammer and mirror, we have so much that we can do now. Tofu finding upgrade ferry. And there's Castle Tower, and apparently we do have both keys. Now, we have seen earlier that Lumberjack and drop down is absolutely worthless, so no need to finish Castle Tower. Unless you really wanted to get onto the pyramid for some reason. But you could, 1, always walk there anyway, and 2, you would have needed a sword that Sean handily just found right there. So, certainly not complaining, but apparently not able to get to the second chest though. Getting bullied by the blue cards. Tofu now gonna find Super Bunny Cave. Yeah, kinda unfortunate for both of our runners that they decided to not check the left Hyrule Castle entrance whenever they were there. Looks like Sean used bombos here now to just get safely to the chest. And seems to be slightly lost. I'm not exactly sure where Sean is. And should be the top though. Go down here, go left, go up. Yeah, this should be another way to the chest. For a small key to Ganon's Tower. Yeah, we didn't really need that one. Interesting that Tofu decides not to pick up that full magic refill that was there. No. Seems like something you would like to do when you have low magic. Pick up a free full magic refill there. As refilling magic is not as easy as refilling health. So any opportunity you get outside of finishing dungeons, you are probably gladly taking them usually. Oh. Meanwhile, Sean finally activating the flute that was found like 15 minutes ago. Was just never a good point for Sean to just get back here. Always had something else to do. Looks like also we get the check of what's in Magic Pet drop down. Should be an item drop down we have seen. Nope, that is the well. Okay. Makes sense now that you have the hammer to basically go back here. 5 quick items to go. Get a Swamp Palace big key, a Hera big key, and a glove. Oh, this. This feels very, very awkward because, yeah, given how early Hyrule Castle was cleared for both of them, hammer, mirror, and glove being available this early potentially, has to feel bad. Now we do see that both runners kind of did the same thing here. And Sean has a significant advantage with the bow. Yeah, from a runner's perspective, without knowing that your opponent did this exactly same route, it's very, very easy to have the fear of if your opponent just decided to check that left side Hyrule Castle entrance anytime soon and then add the Moon Pearl with that, they would have had such an easier time throughout the last 30 minutes. It definitely can affect your mindset. Well, meanwhile, Tofu now being in Turtle Rock with all 4 small keys and the cane of Samaria. Unfortunately, no sword though to use the Bomber's Medallion and no good way to fight this Pokey. Making use of that Samaria though. Up, bit early on that release. Unfortunate thing here is that Samaria block will only just do fighter sword damage, so it will take a bit to take down that last head. Unfortunately, Tofu doesn't really have any other weapon. There we go. Now, in entrance, especially if you find the laser bridge, you don't really need all 4 small keys. You can definitely save up on some depending on where the entrances are. So I might have just actually decided to leave behind that small key. Because that was quite a bit of time that Tofu invested to get to that one chest. Which unfortunately didn't really hold on to anything either. But yeah. I mean, Tofu has the cane, so can just decide to go out the front entrances here. Check in another item on the way. It's minor small key. Yep, looks like that is what Tofu's gonna do. At least get another item. And Sean going for a curn jump. Gets its second try. Now Tofu gonna go out the TR front entrance. Let's see where that leads us to. And Link's house, Light World Bonk Rocks. Catfish with 20 rupees. And Tofu now taking the right side TR entrance again. Check out where the left side leads to. As Sean is gonna check out Zora area, we see a mirror shield on Zora ledge. Like to see that. Yeah, that left side entrance is not helpful. Although I guess with the mirror that could be entrances that we get to, although we can also just get from the top of Darknet Mountain to those two entrances, so it doesn't really matter that we found that connector through TR. It might be a bit quicker for those two entrances specifically, since our way up to Darknet Mountain right now is still kind of convoluted. Meyer small key on Zora. Looks like Tofu might be finding that bow now. Yep. Now we should make note of the fact that the mirror was hookshot locked. Coming across the brother connector. There's small key on or inside Spectacle Rock as Sean decides to take out the Spectacle Rock connector, and brother connector apparently leading to Hammerpack's entrance. So not really too helpful. Oh, meanwhile, Spectacle Rock leads up to the Darkworld Laser Bridge, or not, TR outside bridge rather, not Laser Bridge. Which kind of nice for Sean to make use of with the mirror to check two more entrances here. And now Tofu find up. There was Swamp Palace, Darkworld, or left side TR entrance, exit, whatever. Want to make note of that. Nothing in Spiral Cave, and Tofu back to check out Dark Cross. Like Sean is deciding to go up to the Hera entrance. Can go to upper East of Mountain with the mirror now too. As far as we know, this just decides to check out the two bottom entrances here on Death Mountain first. Again, as of right now, Hookshot should not be able to be in Hera upper entrance or Light World East Death Mountain, unless we find a way over there that does not require the mirror. Tofu has seen Bumper Ledge here again and wants to take the connector but does not have any magic. Or let's say not enough magic to make use of that. And guards only dropping arrows too. Yeah, this is so unfortunate for Tofu. Just keep delaying that check of the other Hyrule Castle entrances. It is right here in Kakariko, so like from minute 1 the Moon Pearl was just here too, so we could have had Hammer and the glove that was here too, the sword. We could have had all of that for like 55 minutes by now. So however bad it felt for Sean to find that the access over here was so easy, it will feel just as bad, if not worse, for Tofu. There's Sicket, we do have enough bottles, so it doesn't really matter. There's the hammer for Tofu. Can pick up some magic here. Maybe we are going to seal Tile Room. I don't think we saw that off of Sean. Nothing in the Hera entrance. Question will be, is Tofu gonna attempt to... Oh, they're the flippers in Tile Room. Sean did not pick up those. Which could be potentially awkward. Do have Hookshot Cave here. Didn't really pay enough attention to know where it was, but there's one entrance over at Lake Hylia anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Which incidentally is also in logic with the flippers. Okay, that's that entrance. And that's a lamp entrance. And Sean now back to Hera. We did find a big key in the meantime, so two more checks that we can get here in the Triforce piece with it. We do have the hammer to fight Moldorm after all now. And there's a full magic refill for Tofu. Probably very happy to see that. Gets the sword. But yeah, decided to not go for left side of GT just yet, which means we'll be missing out on the mirror for a bit now. Against our small key. Looks like Tofu somehow got a fairy off of one of the drops of the Bombo skill. Yeah, no good way to death swap out anymore, deciding to save and quit here. Like, does have the hammer now, but does not have the glove yet. I don't quite remember that much anymore. It was somewhere around there too. But yeah, Tofu gonna come across that hookshot cave now. We'll find out that it leads to the mountain. Can check another entrance with that real quick now. And meanwhile, Sean picking up the first Triforce piece of the race after just under 1 hour and 10 minutes. Like, yeah, short close of 1 hour 9 actually, but yeah, took quite a bit to get going here. But things should pick up now considerably, especially with the loadout that Sean has now acquired. Tofu gonna decide to check out the remaining water entrances here. And the Azar area most likely. On finding the other male. We do have Spy Cave and Tofu, don't make that mistake. It's so easy to forget, but you do actually need a glove to finish Spy Cave. And Tofu gonna try to lift that rock and will not be able to. Like, it's so easy to forget, because in usual open or inverted seats, it does not come up that often that you don't have a glove, alongside with all you need else to finish this. But it does happen a bit more frequently in entrance races, and it can really catch you off guard if you think about, yeah, you're now 1 hour and 10 minutes in and you still don't have a glove. Like, that is something, if you're experienced in entrance rando, you have come across the situation often enough to remember. In most cases, if you do not play entrance that often, it can easily slip your mind. Because it is not a situation that you come across outside of entrance very often. Like, glove in non-entrance randomizer, he locks so much that you are getting one more often sooner than later. And there we go for Tofu. Alongside that, Swamp Palace Big Key now finally with the glove and a normal Darkwood entrance. But still no mirror. So yeah, quite a disadvantage over Sean here, having to walk separately to entrances in the Light World and the Dark World, where Sean can just combine both routes into one trip and even check some mirror checks on the way. Like this one here, which leads to the dam. Oh, this is yeah, this is unfortunate for Tofu. Although Sean should also be very aware of the fact that this is hookshot locked, and this is hard hookshot locked in this seat. There is no way to get this without a mirror. Meanwhile, Red Crystals and Thieves Town and Mr. Maya. Red Bomb Shop over here in the Light World, next to Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, I mean, now Sean has a sword, has a hammer, has a Cane of Samarier, and all keys for Ice Palace. Might as well finish Ice Palace for the Green Panda. Like, again, logically would also need probably hookshot for the right side. I'm not exactly sure on the specifics of key logic for the Doors branch. There are some small differences. but yeah. Like in VTOR key logic, right side on Ice Palace would probably be hookshot lock, given that you have the boss key accessible, which means you can spend all your small keys in a way where you do have to go through the hookshot path over to the right side. Logically. Now, our runners won't care about that, they will just icebreaker with the Cane of Samaria and be on their merry way. But it would be maybe something to keep in mind if we were to find something here on the right side. That it technically might also be hookshot locked. Tofu also deciding not to pick up the crystal. Here in Hera, Tofu has just found out that it's not a red crystal, so crystals do not do anything for her anymore, outside of Mire and Thieves Town. We do have the book on Ice Palace, which could potentially be hookshot locked. Which is kind of important because we do want to find the hookshot at some point, as that would enable us to get the piece out of Swamp Palace. And we know that we are supposed to find the hookshot logically at some point, most likely. Okay, nothing in nice tea room. As Tofu is gonna back into the pot area. Deciding to maybe restock on... try to look for magic, but this room only has bombs, really, that are helpful. And... okay, SeanRhapsody did not have the Ice Palace pick yet, okay. Yeah, I remember Tofu picking that one up, but apparently Sean never did, actually. So yeah, we'll have to leave behind the Ice Palace big chest. Well then, Cold Stare. This is probably gonna be a hammer fight. Sean has red mail, so safety shouldn't be much of a problem. We'll just take a bit to hammer down those Cold Stare buffs. But Sean gets a good start here. Does a good job early on. I just missed what Tofu picked up there on Pyramid Edge. Yeah, that was a very, very nice Cold Stare fight with the hammer here. Can't complain about that one. I think it might not have been the fastest Cold Stare hammer fight I've ever seen, but it was pretty way up there. Got a good start, good early hits in, and then very clean up. I would have probably taken at least 10-15 more seconds on the fight, if not more. (10-15 seconds more than Sean did, at least. Now we can check out the Sun Treasure, which is a pot small key. Our fourth, we don't really complain about that one. Can now also check the Bombos tablet, given that we've found the book just recently. Cannot get the item yet, but we can get the knowledge of what it is. So if we don't need it, we don't need to come here ever, and if we do need it, then we know where it is. Well, that's a good one. Yeah, that's the tempered sword, if we ever get around to that. It's the second sword that we find, unfortunately not the second one we can get access to. Also, apparently quick reminder that there is a big key on Lake Hylia Island. We saw that just off of Tofu. Sean could get that once Sean decides to go back into GT and check out Tile Room. Another pod key, that's number 5 for Sean. That's the number with which we can comfortably full clear pod. So don't worry, don't have to worry about those anymore. Still no biggie for pod though, which is a bit unfortunate. Looks like Sean might. Not going back for GT yet. Maybe going for the pyramid here. I mean, makes sense with the mirror now. Do have the cape to check the middle entrance. If we have the magic for this, a recurring problem for Tofu. Not having enough magic to use certain items with. Sean has been much more careful about magic usage. And we find Thieves Town up here. One of our red crystals. But we don't have a big key for Thieves Town yet, so not really too much that we can do. Tofu wants to go back to Village of Outcasts. I guess there's the hammer entrance potentially. The shovel? See what we do have in the other entrances here on top of Hyrule Castle. Okay, nothing in Agar Tower. And the potion shop, which is slightly unfortunate for Sean here. Has the powder, has the mushroom for a while now. Could have turned that in at any point. So would have been able to just check the item here. So might be not just fluting over to turn that mushroom in. Tofu coming across another bot key. This might be the 2 glove-locked entrances right by Ice Rod Cave in both Light World and Dark World. Sean being able to make use of the hammer very efficiently here, saving quite a bit of time on checking these kind of spread out one-off entrances. There's still no hook shot inside. Still no fire source. GT climb is not an option yet. Which Sean has the big key and all 4 small keys. There's silvers. Huh. Sean going now for the shovel. Let's see. Small key for Swamp Palace. Ooh. Which would open up Swamp Palace to up to left side, although you probably wouldn't be really inclined to go in there based off what we know, given that the mirror is hookshot locked and the dam is mirror locked. So Swamp Palace as a whole, outside of the very first chest, should be absolutely hookshot locked. Now, what would be pretty mean is, given that we know where... No. Everything in Swamp, even the first chest, should be hookshot locked because of the dam. So, yeah, no point rushing there, even if you do find the flippers. Now, it makes you wonder where that... Oh. Huh. I mean, usually you would expect to see the fire rod in Ice Palace if you get bombers early. You can also just hide the fire rod behind defeating the Ice Palace boss, I guess. That counts in the same way, right? That's a nasty fire rod location. On the green pendant. Well, this should give Sean at least some reason, if not even good reason, to go back to GT, because now the complete right side is fully in logic, even without hookshot. So, like, the hookshot could actually just be behind ice armors at this point. It also should absolutely be our logical fire source, so GT climb the upper 3 items should be absolutely in logic now. We do have enough small keys, and only the Triforce piece is locked by the hookshot. The upper 3 chests are fair game at any point. Oh boy. And both of our runners have to live with the knowledge in the seed that the hammer that they found like about an hour in could have been found after 10 minutes. Very easily. So the fear of your opponent just completely gut-rotting this is always somewhere in the back of your mind. Tofu gets back to the Uncle Access to get a bit of small magic together. Yeah, this is just unfortunate on very, very many points for Tofu throughout this race. Meanwhile, Sean finally picking up that Eastern Palace big key that Tofu had quite a while. I don't think neither runner has actually located Eastern Palace. I mean, if they did, Sean will go there pretty soon probably, because now Eastern Palace is fully clearable. Also no Turtle Rock Big Key yet, and I don't think we have seen Laser Bridge yet. So there's not really too much that we can do. Sean can check out the right side of the TR front. Tofu decides to just finish out Desert Palace. Oh no, just steal the key? Tofu, did you find the Desert Big Key? I don't quite remember it. It could have been. But definitely the small key that Tofu found, but this is not gonna be just for magic, right? Right, Tofu doesn't even have fire. Was it just for magic? Oh god, no. Oh, this is so painful. Like, where was Super Bunny again? That wasn't... I mean, Paradox? No, even that doesn't really help. Okay, looks like Bumper Ledge at least throws us out on Desert Ledge. Or Bumper Cave. To find nothing. And right side TR has a small key for Meyer, which is our last one. So if we ever find Meyer and get a way into there, Firelock side is logic. Okay, Tofu wanted to go into Ice Palace and get the magic for that. I mean, I can see why. That makes sense. Like, Tofu sticking to logic here, not getting that mirror unfortunately also means never encountering the potion shop. So magic has been hard to come by. Price packs not really helping out when Tofu were trying to look for things. Okay. There's at least a bit of magic here from the Pen Gators. Okay, so yeah, one important thing for Tofu here, Tofu does have the Ice Palace Big Key. So if there is something important in the Ice Palace Big Chest, this could be what Tofu needs to somehow have a chance to get back into this. Like, if the Ice Palace Big Chest is specifically hookshot, I think Tofu might have a reasonable chance here still. Because that would be horrendous for Sean to get back to. Sean finding the silvers. We're behind the hammer now. Sean deciding to just finish out Skull Woods while you're at it. I mean, it's a pendant. It's a Triforce piece. Whatever. Like, could be potentially interesting, given that the pedestal is basically just one more dungeon away. And we do have some that we can finish, or can very quickly finish if we just find one or more or two more things. That could potentially be the last pendant. Decent fight. Decent Auxiliary fight for Sean. Auxiliary being a bit shy, hiding in the spikes for a bit there. And given that we only have Fighter Sword, not really that much magic, Hammer was the preferable choice of weapon there. Gets it still done very nicely, that's what counts. Okay, and one big check coming up here on Tofu's side. Ice Palace Big Chest for Quake Medallion. Okay, put that on hold. I'm not sure we've seen the Mire area yet. So potentially there could be a world where that can become maybe relevant. We do know that the Turtle Rock entrance is Ether, or requires Ether, so that cannot be relevant. And Sean now going back for GT makes sense. We can full clear the right side. And we'll come across the flippers. That will allow Sean to go into Swarm Palace. Probably shouldn't be still because of that missing hook shot. And even then we're probably we're gonna finish GT right side here first, including getting the piece out of the basement. We do have the big key to check the big chest. If Sean really wanted to, could also decide to just continue on the left side with bomb jumps. There's a full 10 pack of bombs currently available, and only needs to get over to the render room by that point, which isn't too many bomb jumps. The first room is the worst one. Tofu done with Cold Stare, picking up Triforce piece number 2 and the green pendant. Nothing on the right side. We do have all 4 small keys, so there's no real worry about spending the key here on the right side to get through. We do have more keys than we need. Like, magic is maybe a bit of a concern, but Sean very carefully dodging everything here without having the need to spend any magic. Now, yeah, kinda awkward to having to do this room, Vanilla. You would rather have the boots with that. Or just bomb jump, okay, yeah, sure, why not? Probably the smarter choice anyway, since it's quicker. If you do not have the boots. Sean remembering the big chest for 300 rupees. Getting also another full magic drop here, which is quite nice. Going a bit too far away from the first bomb. Can happen. And then ice armors with silvers will not really be a problem at all. As Tofu, having found the fire rod, gonna go to GT right side herself. Now, will Tofu attempt to bomb jump the left side at this point? To have half magic, which I guess is probably way better for Tofu currently at this point than for Sean, who just thought about going for the GT climb, but deciding against it, given that we do not have a hookshot, which I guess is reasonable, but there are 3 checks up there, and they are in logic. And they are in logic relatively early. So, like, it's something you cannot leave for too much longer, I would assume at this point. Like, follow the flippers first. Maybe Sean just found them. Like, there's a few things you can do with those. Tofu going for the vanilla ray to clear this room. Yeah, that's the biggie here on Lake Hylia, right? Want to pick up that one. It's the biggie for Pod, which I guess will Sean just finish out right now, sooner than later, maybe? That was on the mountain, easily accessible with the flute. What's in here? Sean just never checked. Spy Cave was in here, okay, yeah. Okay, what's gonna be in Spy Cave? The boots! Oh, I don't think Tofu will ever get them ever. Which could be potentially problematic. Like, maybe after finding the half magic, Tofu will just go back for them. Like, Spy Cave isn't really that far away for Tofu. Just the flute over to 8. But that has to hurt. Tofu wanted to go in there, didn't have the glove to do it. Oh. That's so mean. Now, we do know that we don't know what in Bonk Rocks is, but we do know what's in King's Tomb, and we do know Light World Bonk Rocks. So the boots themselves don't really do too much right now. They would be crucially the access to Misery Mire if we were to find that, but I don't think neither runner has found Mire yet. And Tofu with the same thing here, thinking about a GT climb and then deciding, nope, gonna go left. Check out the torch. Don't find anything. And Tofu is gonna climb. So this could be maybe the advantage that Tofu need, although Sean is returning to the pod area where GT is located, so this might just be the climb from Sean here. I mean, left side now with the boots, I guess. Left side first, probably. With the boots now, it's way easier. It's just one bomb drop left that you have to do at this point. So this chest right here to the right is now on logic. That would be a very awkward hookshot if that were to be here. And this is a Thieves Town big key. Interesting. We have not found the Thieves Town small key yet. It is this very bomb jump you need to do without the hookshot. You could hover this, of course, but it is not clearable with just a boot bonk alone. Tofu again down to very, very little magic. There's a Master Swords over on the left side. So Sean now has the ability to get a Tempered Sword if so desired. I don't think there's too much reason to go back into the area. We do have silvers. Tofu has to be very, very careful here. I don't think she has any reserve magic, and yeah, Tofu apparently acknowledging that fact. Oh, that's a good price pack to know of the Witch drop, so you really want that full magic drop. Yeah. Because Tofu does not have the lamp, so she would have to light the torches with the fire rod. And yeah. She doesn't really or she didn't really have that many shots left. I want to say with both small magic drops she had at most 6. And that was before potentially spending some magic on Samaria. So definitely something you had to be aware of. That full magic drop definitely coming nice, and Sean wanting to go for the Tempered Sword immediately. I mean, it is not too bad to get to you. Well, okay, no, both found Meyer. That was just in Kakariko. We just never saw it really because we yeah, had technical difficulties. But yeah, this is just gonna be a Meyer full clear as far as we can go without big key. And I did not see a hookshot pop up on the GT climb or any relevant item. So yeah, this climb unfortunately for Tofu not paying off, and given those boots that we found now enabling us to check Meyer, the hookshot is very likely to return up here, just on the firelocked side in Meyer. Yeah, this is the seat opener for Sean at this point, so like there's very little that we cannot do. We cannot finish yet. We are missing a Meyer big key, we are missing an Ice Rod, we are missing a Desert Palace big key. We need to find one of those. But I think Sean has access to 9 Triforce pieces of this very moment. That's still only 9 pieces accessible because we are missing the Turtle Rock big key. But that's the Ice Rock over on Firelock Mile 2, so yeah, we need to find one of 3 big keys to be able to finish the seed. And we have to finish. We have to find Eastern Palace, I guess. Check left here in Misery Mire. That we have access to right now. Nope, not here. But now with the hookshot we do have an entire Swamp Palace that we can clear out. We can finish Palace of Darkness. We can finish Thieves' Town, albeit not fully logically. And we would have to leave behind the big chest. There's also Hookshot Cave for items that we can now check. Yeah, Sean now going for the climb. Probably been a bit worried about the fact that it was in logic so early, so easily. So doesn't really want to leave behind any of the required pieces needed there. Like maybe not my preferred choice to do first. The GT climb is long. On the other hand, it does not seem very likely that you will be able to skip out on it, given that we still probably need to locate Eastern Palace, which can take up time. We don't even have the myths yet, so there are potentially some entrances that are behind that, because I don't think we have seen a way into the Maya area on any of the connectors that we got access to until this point. So there might be something behind that. There's, I want to say, still the chance that the red bomb entrance could be required. So without the Misery Mire big key, it's hard to say if we ever get to that. On the other hand, now given that we have found the ice rocks, I might have preferred to see maybe Swamp Palace first, as it has more items on the way. I don't know. Certainly not a mistake that Sean's doing here. There's like maybe some option of optimizing the route from here, where GT climb first may not be the best one. But I definitely have not enough experience to make an compelling statement about that. We know that Sean will not find anything important up here. So I mean, let's say you find the 3 big keys that you are missing to finish out dungeons over in Swamp Palace on the way to the boss. You would have an easier time or a faster time clearing out the remainder of TR, Mire, and Desert instead of doing Climb. Like, that's the trade-off that you are going for with GT Climb first here, basically. On the other hand, given how early this was available, maybe this was a safety play to hedge against maybe Tofu getting up here earlier, finding a big key that is required. Also, Sean. Right. I forgot about this one little thing that might be very, very important here. But yeah, I don't think we ever saw Ganon. Oh, and Tofu not happy about those boots that she just found. So yeah, I think we have seen the well back now. Tofu checked all the upper drop downs. Yeah, actually. No wonder Sean is doing this. I completely forgot about this fact, but yeah, I think again it's vanilla. So yeah. Now I take everything back that I said earlier. You do have to do this anyway, so might as well do it first. Also conveniently allows Sean to get back to Thieves Town very, very quick. As Tofu decides to check Hookshot Cave first. Well, they won't check at least with the boots. Not wanting to go into Mire apparently right now. Oh, is Tofu going for the hover? Up. That one certainly didn't work. Okay then, let's see if there's... Nope, that one's not gonna work too. And Tofu not trying any further. So is this gonna be GT left side now for Tofu with the boots? Seems like it. So we'll finally come across the mirror. While Thieves Town Attic just a map for Eastern. And we are closing in on the 2-hour mark. Neither runner in go mode yet. We're trying for the boomerang setup for the bomb jump. Doesn't quite get it. Just does go for the normal spin setup then. And there's the mirror for Tofu. Okay, our remaining in-logic check in Thieves Town has 300 rupees. No ability to check the big chest. We are missing a small key for Thieves Town. So we're finding that very Thieves Town big key this moment. Which should tell here... well, no, that one's actually not hookshot locked incidentally. That one can be accessed with the boots only. Boots are enough to access that chest, in addition to the hammer. Maybe phrase it like that to avoid confusion. This time the boomerang dash setup works. As Sean picks up Triforce piece number 6 off of Blind, picking up our second red crystal with that. Will be interesting to see if Sean will attempt to turn in the red bomb at any point. In search of that Eastern Palace entrance, or in search of Eastern Palace. I doubt it will be anytime soon, but who knows? Yeah, it's gonna be pot here, that was on the mountain. We do have all keys for pot, so yeah, can finish out the remaining checks in here, get another Triforce piece. It is also our last pendant, which could potentially open up the possibility of pedestal being our go mode item. Of getting the Master Sword of GT left side. Now gonna pick up whatever big key that was here. That was the pot big key, so maybe Tofu going straight for pot off of this. Seems like it. Still in search for that hookshot. Yeah, so for Tofu, the way to the finish is still a long one. Tofu needs to go back to the racing game entrance where the dam is located to be able to play swap palace at any point. Needs to go back into Mire where we do not have the big key yet to get the hookshot out of it. So those things would work together. Checking ether tablet here. Tofu also doesn't even know where Swamp Palace is, I want to say. So yeah, like there's a lot of things that need to happen here for Tofu to realistically have a chance to still win this. Like Sean is making good work of the boss remainers here, picking up piece number 7. Can finish out Swamp Palace. If hunting down where Eastern Palace is, we'll be able to finish Eastern Palace as well for 2 additional pieces. And then we'll need 1 more piece out of any of 3 remaining dungeons in form of Desert Palace, Mystery Mire, and Turtle Rock TR. Each where we are missing the big key still for, but one or either of the 3 would work at that point. Alternatively, if we are not able to locate Eastern Palace, 2 out of the 3 big keys will do the very same way. Then we would just be able to skip Eastern Palace in its entirety, so maybe that is the preferable option. No need to go hunt down for that at that point. Looks like Sean is gonna go towards the pedestal though. Like has all 3 pendants now, but is an additional check. Like the way to... Nope, not even gonna check the pedestal. Maybe combine it with the Skullwood's back entrance there, in hopes of finding Eastern Palace. Right, we don't have the mid, so we have to take the long way around, makes sense. It's... yeah. Entrance shuffle and gloves admits, like we are 2 hours in, surely we do have both gloves, right? Not an entrance shuffle, nope. Skullwood's back entrance. Can combine that into the pedestal check if desired. Looks like we will get at least a check. Is going to read it first. Small key for... Oh. L. Ew. Yeah. Let's hope that this Thief Sound small key is not locking one of the 3 big keys that is locking the other 3 big keys that we need. I think that's pretty much what SeanRhapsody is thinking here right now. That is an awkward one. And Sean apparently unsure where to go, probably wants to go to Swamp. Yep, this is the way. We needed to find Spectacle Rock because this connector will lead to the outside Turtle Rock Bridge, where Swamp Palace is located on the left. Here we go. And 9 more items and a Triforce piece up to grab. And immediate big key for Desert Palace, putting SeanRhapsody in go mode question mark? You probably don't want to go for it because you cannot guarantee you can check every entrance yet. So you have no guarantee that you are able to find Eastern Palace. But I could see Sean foregoing left side here. At least leave it for after the boss. Nothing else. Looks like Tofu is gonna find Swamp Palace. Unfortunately, I don't think has come across the dam yet. So will not be able to enter, and even then would not be able to finish, given that Tofu still has not found the hookshot. Oh, there's the lamp, by the way. Swamp Palace big chest. Sure. Could have been nice, like an hour ago. At this point, there's no point to it anymore. Like, I guess maybe if we find the Myra big key to make that one easier. Oh, hello, Titan Smiths. Would have nice to have you an hour earlier too. Well, this could potentially put Sean in the position of almost guaranteeing being Ice Palace. Now, we do still know that the TR entrance requires Ether, which Sean has not found yet. So, if Eastern Palace is exactly located there, Sean could have a problem. We don't know what the Meyer entrance is yet. That could potentially require Ether or Quake. So it is still not guaranteed go mode for SeanRhapsody, but it is close. And did indeed forego left side for now. Also, I would suspect Sean is willing to take the risk, skipping 2 items and just hunting down entrances for Desert for Eastern at this point. Like, we just got access to the Maya area. Which shows onto 5 more entrances. Given that we now have access to Checkerboard Cave entrance too. Oh, that's not Eastern Palace, that's all what matters. We do need Quake! Oh! Awkward. That's not Eastern Palace. That. And Lightboard Connector, and maybe Sean has already come out of Checkerboard Cave? not going to check that. Like, I have missed a few entrances, so I might be off of some of the assumptions here. Tofu now coming across the dam. Here, quick mid entrance now accessible. Ice Palace has desert left side. I think we did not know that, although we could have. Sean now checking Hookshot Cave. We will be able to see what's over here. That's not the big key. That is an ether medallion. And that's not a big key. So this allows Sean to check Turtle Rock entrance. But now that we have seen that Mire is Quake, which is in the Ice Palace big chest, a place where Sean will probably never go back to. If the other two big keys that for Mire and TR are in Eastern Palaces, which is exactly... Oh, no, there's the Mire big key in Desert Palace big chest. No need to talk about what is. SeanRhapsody has now a very easy clear of Misery Mire and Desert Palace left, and then we'll be able to finish the seed. So this is going to be Desert back over at Library. Tofu is defeating Mothula. And then there is Misery Mire up in Kakariko. Easily accessible. So that is a Palace big key was an... Oh, this is mean. Because the Desert Palace big key was in Swamp in the front, you don't really want to go in, into there without a hook shot. But that locks the Mire big key, which would compel you to go to Mire, where you don't really want to go into without big key if you have to. But that's where the hookshot is located, who again would compel you to go into Swamp. So one double dip you have to make at some point. And Tofu could do this one double dip now. We'll be finishing off Thieves Town here. We'll at least get up to piece number 6, but SeanRhapsody on the way to piece number 10. The required amount to be able to hurt Ganon. So after this, there will be just a quick trip over to the pyramid for SeanRhapsody. And then one Ganon fight left to finish this race. with the silver arrows, which is fight absolutely no problem. Bit early on the one for the second phase. Doesn't really matter, still 20 left. That's plenty for Ganon. No need to pick up the crystal. Just need the Triforce piece. Yeah, where do we start on the old man actually? Oh, yeah, that's why Sean didn't go for that entrance. We knew that, of course. Flute to 5, dash over to the pyramid, where Ganon is supposedly located today. How vanilla. And then one last fight against the big blue pig. Tempered sword, silver arrows, red mail, 16 hearts. There is no trouble that we should be expecting there at all. Even if that is not enough, we do have half magic, we do have a cape. I don't know about the actual fillings of Sean's bottles. It's quite possible that there's still the blue goo left that we found an eternity ago. Maybe the green potion. Pretty clean first two phases. There's a big key on the shroom for Skullwoods. Sean never got that one. That could have been awkward. And 4 silver arrows left. Oh, 3 at this point. Trying to set up the triple. Should be good. Nope. Missing the last one. Bit too far out of the way. But gets it on the cleanup. Ganon defeated for SeanRhapsody. One last bridge to cross. And this Tofu is going to walk over to the pedestal to check out the Tears from Small Key that is on there. SeanRhapsody finishes this seat in first place with an official time of 2 hours, 17 minutes and 7 seconds. GG. And Tofu has seen the finish and forfeited. And we are joined by our winner here, GG, Sean. You had 10 minutes to cool down. Did you collect your thoughts? This was a seat.
This most certainly was. Thank you for the GGs. Yeah, that was something. I would love to know where my ice big is so I can actually be in logic right now.
I mean, Tofu found it at some point quite early. There were some differences between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
I have to apologize for some things that were said and some things we couldn't really see because, as the race was supposed to start for us on time, SpeedGaming decided to just completely take a little nap.
Oh no!
Everything had to be restarted, so we had to start 10 minutes into the race. Some things completely eluded us, like the location for Maya being known the entire time. The fact that where Hyrule Castle right was, which I want to say you probably have some thoughts about and had some worries about the seat, given where Hyrule Castle led to.
Yeah, considering I found that the long way. That was
Yeah.
that was a little worrying. And then on top of it, I'm fairly certain I forgot that I had Samaria when I was in GD the first time, so I could have had those flippers a lot earlier too.
Yeah. Exactly that. That was one of the advantages that Tofu had over you, being able to or having checked that flippers earlier. Like it didn't really matter that much, as like the flippers were really just helpful to do Swamp Palace, which was supposedly accessible reasonably early in a way. But
I mean, yeah. Well, so that's where that ice big comes into play, because that was fire rod locked. Well, I guess I could. I don't know.
I mean,
no.
You had the big key and both small keys. You had the Samaria, so the boss itself was not hookshot locked.
So the dam was mirror locked, which was hookshot locked.
Yeah. So Swamp entirely
which was fire locked. Because
I mean,
fire, because the hookshot was on left side Meyer.
Yeah, but the fire rod is easily accessible for that. Like the lamp you found in the end in Swamp, so it had to be the fire rod for all of that to be in logic anyway. So yeah, the sword and the Bombus medallion, they were all logically required for the chain. Yeah, I mean, both of you had similar troubles to find that hammer. Like I think you could already imagine, given that Tofu wasn't like done half an hour ago already, that probably something similar had happened.
Something went very wrong.
You were still the first one to the hammer and to the glove afterward. One big advantage that you had, you decided to bomb jump over to the Stalfos room and find that mirror. That was a big turning point, or one of the big turning points, because it just allowed you to route so much more efficient throughout the overworld. Yeah, and Tofu not only took longer to get to the hammer, and to get and never got the mirror that early, but there were some bad things that happened to Tofu. Trying to go into Spy Cave early on after finding the hammer, but not finding the glove yet.
Yep, they mentioned that in the chat room.
And
that feels real bad.
Yeah, given that the boots were there, which just straight up led to the hook shot, that would have basically opened up the seat at that point. That was so unfortunate. So Tofu obviously didn't go back to that very early. And also Tofu had a lot of magic struggles throughout the seed. And that really hurt her ability to do stuff like Ice Palace throughout the, like of the having to attempting to do Spy Cave without a glove, not having any magic after that, then missing out on picking up the full magic drop in Super Bunny Cave actually was kind of hurtful, because the ability to refill magic without that was so bad. Like Uncle was over at Sang. There was the desert bag that you could search for magic, but there was not just really any convenient magic around to grab. Like not even having the quake. Well, the quake would have required you to have magic in the first place to get the full magic drop off the bomb. You could have maybe
our main was blocked by the boots, so
yeah,
you didn't have those early.
Like TR front was like something.
It was like we're Bonk Rocks, like right by Link's house. So
yeah.
So that really wasn't easy to get to either, unless you wanted to go all the way through TR.
Yeah, it was just not easy to come by any magic. So yeah, that also held Tofu back quite a lot, and just the way the route Tofu took out of these happenings was just like, yeah, there was basically no chance that we could see from our perspective. There were some small theoretical outs that could have happened of that
Oh,
Ice
absolutely.
Palace big key that Tofu got earlier. There was the Quake medallion in the Ice Palace big chest, so if the
that was
Meyer
there.
entrance would have been relevant, that could
Yeah.
have been potentially very, very bad for you. You also never decided to check the Mushroom, which had the Skullwood's big key. If it was the Skullwood's big key in Swamp and the Desert big key on the Shroom, that could have been bad for you.
Yeah, I know, like, I halfway remember picking up the mushroom, but yeah, it completely blanked on me once I did get it. So yeah, that could have been bad.
So
I can see it in my inventory. I have it, but I don't even remember where I got it.
That was off of, I think, a very long chain of things at the end of something. Like, it was before you activated the flute.
Mm-hmm.
Because you found the flute and then still did 15 minutes of stuff because you just found one more connector to some other place still, like
that's usually how it happens.
times. Yeah, so like, off of that mirror, you could have decided when you were up there to check the pyramids, the entrances up there. You could have just flown over to turn in the mushroom at that point and then return, but it slipped your mind, as you said. So,
oh yeah,
like you weren't aware of that, so it makes sense that you didn't.
That likely would have been a last location, because yeah, it definitely had slipped my mind at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Thieves Small that was on PED didn't have to come into play.
Yeah, like, it was a bit worrisome for a moment because at that point you still were looking for. I think you did have the Desert Palace big key by that point, so you had a theoretical go mode, but it required you to find Eastern Palace, which we never saw at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only got. I have 2 entrances open right now, and you said Quake if it was available, so there's 3. So I think that's all I have that hasn't been checked. And then Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't checking since Meyer was in my go mode, so.
Yeah. Off of that big key there from Desert Palace big chest, you didn't have to find Eastern Palace anymore.
Nope.
But yeah, could have been still weird. I don't think we ever saw Laser Bridge.
Did Tofu happen to get the TR big key?
Not that we saw.
So it could be buried in Eastern then or something.
Yeah, that's likely what happened. Do you think? Well, I don't think we ever saw Hera basement because whenever either of you,
I didn't have fire when I went back to beat Hera, and I wasn't going back just for that.
Yeah, and neither of you ever had fire when you were in there, even though the Hera small key was comparatively early. I guess there's the 2 checks on left side swamp that could have been DTR big key.
Yep, that's true.
So there's some off chance, but like, given what we know though, then Eastern Palace should be available at this point because like, we have seen Ether and Quake now, and that I think that means that we have access to all entrances in the game of the fact that we can also check that bomb. So Eastern Palace would have been available at some point. The question is, would have been for you.
Yeah.
We probably never will find out because I don't think you would want to go back into this and search for it.
No, this one can go away.
Yeah. This means that I tried to go through your group situation. I mean, this win for you is nice, but I don't think it doesn't really guarantee anything for you.
It absolutely does
not. It is the races. Like, the races that matter for you are the 2 puzzles. You need to win both, I think, because otherwise you will always lose. I think you always would lose on tiebreakers otherwise. And you needed one win against Tofu. That one you got now, which subsequently also means Tofu's out. But yeah. You do have 3 more races to play, and
3 more. Still have to schedule one more with Tofu, and then I've got 2 scheduled with Saz. One of them's this upcoming Sunday morning.
Do you have a mode for that yet?
That one's gonna be 80 keys.
Okay.
I believe the other one is gonna be cross hunt.
Well, let's hope you will get faster seats in either mode that you will get than this one. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Like
No. All I hope for with that 80 keys is to not get stuck into a castle tower hunt again.
I mean, the one upside to that though is you have boots from the start, so it should be a bit quicker than whatever this was.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Although, I mean, to be fair, this could have been much quicker.
Oh, this absolutely could have been so much faster.
Like the moon pearl was just in Kakariko. The hammer was available like 5 minutes in, realistically. Like maybe 10 if you are careful going through stuff. But yeah, this could have been very, very fast. But like this is cross hunt. If you just don't get the right entrances, sometimes you have to take the long way to stuff.
Definitely entrance in general.
Yeah.
Don't follow the one connector, then can definitely throw you behind a bit.
Absolutely. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for doing the commentating, and thanks for the crew for putting the restream on.
I mean, I'm very glad that we were able to get this one going after it just failing us at the start. But glad that we could still get this one on. And I mean, from a video perspective, this was very interesting to follow. Just how you finally puzzle things together.
GG to Tofu, even though they didn't feel like joining in, but I completely understand that. I've been on that end of it too, where you just feel a little upset about how things went, and like, rather just kind of collect your thoughts on your own.
If I'm honest, like if it weren't a tournament race, then you could have reasonably just decided, nah, that's not your day, and just abort and play on a tomorrow, or like do your seat, do another seat or something like that. Like what Tofu had to go through, like between minute 20 and minute 40, was just pain everywhere. And yeah, I can absolutely understand not coming for an interview in here, but that does not mean, or that still means you can absolutely follow both of the runners. The links are in chat. Also, big shout out to Nervendeuch for tracking this stuff, even with the initial difficulties that we had to go through. Did a very well job. As for other races, I'm not sure if you're fast and the seed wasn't too quick. You can maybe hop over to SpeedGaming 3 to catch the tail end of Gridisham versus Driki. They should be like hour 30 into their race. If they're not finished yet, you can catch that. Otherwise, if you want to see more rando, there is one race starting in about 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours on this very channel on SpeedGaming Main, between Homemade Beer and More Deeps. And later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 2 races scheduled with Armel X versus Dirty. I'm hopefully not bumbling those names too hard. And Hydra Power versus Echo H. So yeah, bit more of rando coming today. Also, the 8 p.m. races could still use the one or other commentator. So if you have time and want to get your voice over those races, say some words, and commentate them, you can sign up. We always like to see more volunteers. But yeah, that should be everything from my side. Thanks all for watching, and see you next time.